What's up, guys? ¿Y qué tal, amigos? Buenas tardes tengan todos y cada uno de ustedes. Les saludamos de aquí de el True Channel, el canal de la verdad, el único canal que le trae noticias verdaderas en su idioma y al momento. Today is a very special day. We want you to know about this great event that is going to be taking place in about 45 minutes. We want to invite you. It's an event that has been planned with you in mind, and it's the HeartBeat of Miami 13th Annual Fundraising Gala. With your help, we can make this year's gala something very special. They have been working all the time. Me, not so much, but I do support this clinics. I support the agenda. I support the work, the hard work that takes place in these clinics. And I have Martin with me today. He is part of the board, I believe, of the HeartBeat of Miami. And Martin, today actually I was at a groups meeting for the Men of Joseph, which I think they're part of they're like a Catholic group, I believe. And you know what these guys are doing? It's a bunch of guys that are praying outside of Planned Parenthood on the days that they know that there's going to be abortions taking place. And they say that just by them being there, the business goes like 70% down. Just by them being praying outside and having signs and saying, don't respect life and things like that. So little things like that do help this cause, the unborn, the voiceless person out there. How you doing, man? Long time no see.
I'm doing well, man. Because of the COVID, we've had to do this virtual gala. We always look forward for the gala because we always have a good time. But primarily, we're able to raise a lot of funds so we can stay alive just for another year. As you know, we don't get funded like Planned Parenthood gets funded. A lot of our funding is by private funding and small amounts, $25 a month, $50 a month, anything, whatever people can do. But, there's a first thing for everything. So we're looking forward to this virtual gala. Our main speaker is going to be Martin Luther King's niece, Iveta King. That's going to be one of our speakers. So we're looking forward to it. And then we're looking forward to spreading the message, and most importantly, keeping our clinics open, and we want to open up more clinics here in Miami, because if you guys don't know, this is ground zero, Miami, for abortions. The more abortions are done per capita here in Miami and then all the United States combined. So yes, this is ground zero right here. So we're probably at the mecca of COVID, and also of unfortunately of abortions.
Martina, why is that? I mean, in Miami, a lot of Hispanics. So our community, our Hispanic community, is being targeted on this, and just like African Americans, right?
Yeah, we have a big, a huge Black community and a huge Hispanic American community, and Planned Parenthood targets them, and it's an unfortunate thing with the Cuban Americans who are coming from Cuba, is that in Cuba they've made abortion as a form of birth control. So, these girls, and it's not their fault, it's just how they're raised. First of all, there's no God in the island, That's what socialism, and that's what they've done here. They've taken God out of just about everywhere. And you see it how, the churches are closed. So my point is that since they don't have any God, and then they're raised that it's okay to have an abortion, it's okay. Okay, you got pregnant, so just get an abortion, and that's it. So they come over here with that mentality that having an abortion is no big deal. So So that's why, that's one of the things.
On my way, I went to Home Depot and I bought some plants. I'm gonna put some plants in my house. And on my way back, my son Pantaleon, who's 10, and I was hurrying up because I had this live with you, and I told him I have to go live with my friend Martin, and we're gonna be talking about abortion. And I said, "You guys know what abortion is?" And of course, he didn't know. But my older son, who's 13, he said, "Yeah, it's this." He was talking about the pill. And then I just kind of told him what abortion is. And my son said, "Well, why would anybody do that?" He says, "That's like the future of humanity." And this is coming from a 10-year-old that's just listening to this like for the first time. So even a 10-year-old understands that that's a really bad thing. He did say that's the future of humanity. Don't they know? So even kids are for kids, even 10-year-old kids want to save kids. Uh, and yeah, and the way I remember that, um, I, I don't remember the name of this lady that gave that chat when I went to that rally. That Italian girl,
Oh,
uh,
Natalia or Lucia Scarmacchia.
Lucia. Lucia. She said that the way they get away in court is because the unborn child, they call him a non-person, right? Because supposedly for you to have to to meet the criteria of being a person, you have to breathe. You have to take your first breath, right? Just like the Bible said that when God gave you uh, first breath. But you obviously with the HeartBeat of Miami, you're showing that HeartBeat is already a life going on. So it should be treated as life, as a person inside the womb. And that's the whole argument that goes back and forth there. Um, it makes sense. I mean, it's so evil that they're trying to say because these kids haven't taken their first breath, they're not persons. And it's just, how do you deal with that argument?
Um, they try to spin everything around, and I just want to go back to your son. When I came here, I was 10.
Okay.
I was 10 years old. It's just it's ironic that you say that. When I came to the United States, I was 10 years old, and the first time that I've ever heard about abortion was when I came here to the United States, and I said to myself, and I was 10 years old too. I said, man, abortion in El Salvador is it's illegal, and second of all, you don't even talk about it. There's no abortion that goes on. I mean, I'm sure that's probably illegal, but it's not. It's not something that you can even fathom. You don't even talk about that because over there we value every life. Especially the unborn and the older. And I remember saying to myself, I was like, well, why would you want to kill somebody? Why would you? That's a baby there. Why you're making an argument that is not a baby in there? It's like, how can you say that? I mean, at 10 years old, I I was thinking about that. And additionally, as far as the Catholic, what you said about Catholics is that. The reason why I'm in this movement, it was because I've never had a girlfriend, or my wife has never had an abortion. Luckily, I'm thankful that I was never put into that situation. I don't know what would have happened, but my conviction of being pro-life and fighting for the voiceless and the unborn, it comes from my teachings in the Catholic Church. I went to private school in El Salvador from since I was in first grade all the way up to fifth grade. And a lot of evangelicals, they like to criticize the Catholics, but it was through my Catholic teachings that the first things that we were taught is that we respect life, and especially we respect the unborn and the elderly. So that's where my conviction comes from, that and yeah, they love to say that in the womb is just a clump of cells, well, so I guess I'm a big cell right now, when you come out of there. And I don't know about you, but I don't know if you remember. I mean, we when we went to listen to my first son's heartbeat. I think she was 7 weeks pregnant. I think I'm not sure, something like that. 7 weeks or 9 weeks. And and I'm sorry, man. You listen to that heartbeat, your heart drops, you start to cry, and you're like, and then that was another. I said, why do people say that there's not a baby in there? I just heard his heartbeat. And so that moment right there solidified my conviction of why I do what I do. Being in this pro-life movement.
You know, when I saw, I have 6 kids, right? But when I saw, I think I was more aware when I saw Amelia, which is my second child, and when I saw her swimming, you almost get like scared. It's like, wow, that's a person in there, and it's somewhere there, and it's coming, and it's on its way, and I gotta get ready for her. I started painting the house. I remember I put a new roof on the house. We put the crib. You start buying all the little stuff because it's someone that's coming. And today was Virgin. We celebrated in church Virgin Mary, and when you talk about this saying yes to life, it's when this new life comes, it's a whole world that just it starts, I don't know, turning into that name. I mean, that you haven't put the name of that baby yet, but like Pantaleon, I had already thought about the name because my great grandfather in Mexico, he was a Cristero, and he died in the Cristero War fighting under Cristo Rey, Viva Cristo Rey, defending the church. So I knew he was going to be Pantaleon, and Amelia too. Once she was a girl, so I can't think of any conditions that would have made me say no to these lives. I don't know.
Right. Can we just plug? Let's plug the gala. You still have time to go register. Heartbeatofmiami.org. That's heartbeatofmiami.org. Just register. It's free. It's a free gala. So you can. It's only going to be an hour. It's from 7 to 8 Eastern time. So it's going to start in about a half an hour. So go there, register, and you're going to get the link, and you're going to be able to see what we do. And so yeah, you put it right there. Yeah, you can put it there, and you're right, Marcos. When your son's coming and when he's born, everything that you do is for them. Everything that you do is for your son and for your kids. Every time you wake up with a more of a vigor, it's like, well, now I have to, do it for them. You know what I mean? I cannot fail. I have to go out there and do what I need to do in order to feed them and to pay the bills. And I have to, in essence, grow up, and I have to, raise them the right way because, they have to be responsible human beings.
Let me share something with you and with everybody out there. When my son Michael was about 12, we went to Maui, and I went on those fishing sport, deep ocean fishing, and I caught a marlin, a 330-pound blue marlin. And I don't know if you have seen those fish. They're huge, and the guys, they asked me to reel it in. Well, it takes about an hour, Martin. Right. And if you're in shape, about 45 minutes into pulling that fish, you can't anymore. You're done. I mean, you're just like. But I look back, and my son was looking right at me, Michael. but I couldn't do it anymore. When I saw him excited, and I saw how excited he was because we have been seeing the blue marlin jumping out there at 100 feet in huge. It's like I got a second win or something. I just got this strength just by looking at my son,
Right.
because that's what your kids do. They bring this. They give you. We think we give them, but they're the ones that drive you. And all these people that are choosing to terminate this opportunity for these kids to understand life, or to have this experience. I don't know how they recover it, and I think for everybody that I talk to, it's a lifetime sentence for people that do abortion, and sometimes they do it just because of an emotional. It's like, a temporary solution for what do they say? Don't do a, a terminal solution for a temporary problem or something like that. And it's something you can't reverse. And I feel for people that have gone through this. But if there's anybody that's listening to us, or there's anybody that can help, if they're going to donate or $5, $10 to this fundraising today, and that saves one life, we did our jobs, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Marcos, I just sent you a picture, so load it up and I'll talk. The abortion issue, it's always an unplanned pregnancy. So, and what happens is this unplanned, the option that comes to your mind is an abortion. And second of all, it's an emotional decision that you do because you don't know where to go. You don't know who to talk to. You feel that you probably let down some people. If you're young, if you're 17, you know what I mean? Your dad's going to kill you, etc. Or, it's not in your plans. You want to become an attorney. You want to become a doctor. And this is going to be in the way of your plans. And at that point in time, oh, there we go, right here. So let me talk about these guys right here. This mother, she was 45 years old when she came in. She already had kids. I think she already had 3 kids already, 3 or 4. I can't remember. Her oldest was like 21 years old. And she came in and she's like, I cannot have any more kids. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And they, we told her, we let her in and stuff. And once we did the ultrasound, she saw that it was triplets. And so there's no way she was going to abort it. Look at those guys. Look at them, man. I mean, wow. Every time I see them, it makes me cry. I've yet to meet them, but I love this picture. I mean, triplets. Can you believe that at age 45, and they came out healthy? And look at them, man. Can you imagine hanging out with those kids? Ah, man, I can just playing football, doing barbecue for them. I mean, look at those kids, man. They're just awesome. You know what I mean? And so back to the decision why you do an abortion is because it's an emotional decision, and a lot of times couples, the girls, they don't know where to go. They don't know where to go, and in the first place they go is an abortion clinic. And they don't care there. They just tell them, hey, they kind of play with your emotions, and they tell you, yeah, what you're doing is it's everything is fine. What you're doing is it's okay. You know what I mean? It's not in your plans. You want to become an attorney. You want to become a doctor. But what they're not getting, it's an education, which what our clinics we give them. We give them an education, what's going to happen to the baby, what's going to happen to the mom if they have an abortion, and we show them an ultrasound. Through an ultrasound is that we're able to save babies, and since 2007 we saved over 40,000 babies. So and then all our services are free. We don't. We don't ask for, if you're documented, undocumented, and we also have a fund if you decide to have the baby, we're going to pay for the delivery. and then we're going to stay with them a year afterwards after they have the baby. So we stay with them, a year, and we give them classes. And it's just amazing how, when the mothers come back with their babies, and just the stories, all the stories that you hear, of the babies, of, mothers bringing in daughters because they're 17 years old and they don't want, the mothers don't want them to go through what they went through. And after speaking to them, they finally realize that what they're doing is not right, bringing the daughter to have an abortion. You see that a lot. You see a lot of parents, taking their young daughters to have abortions. It's sad, but it happens. It's out there.
I see how hard the fight is, because Planned Parenthood gets donations. I mean, they get funding for everything they do, and it must be so hard for us that are fighting, for you guys that are fighting this life, for the life of these kids. And how much is an ultrasound, or how you say you pay for the ultrasound, right?
Yes.
So ultrasounds can be as much as how much?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Like the ultrasound, you pay for that, right?
Yeah. We have an ultrasound tech that our own ultrasound machine, so we paid for that. It's ours, and we pay for that. Actually, a lot of our ultrasound machines have been donated by, I believe, a Knights of Columbus member from one of the parishes in the area. And as you guys probably know, those machines cost like $50,000. So we're grateful for that. Everything's donated. Everything's donated. Yeah, and if you were to go to an ultrasound, to let's say a hospital or just a private ultrasound, I mean, you're looking at $500, or probably more than that. That you'll pay for. So they get a free pregnancy test. We got to make sure that they're pregnant. The counseling is obviously free. And the ultrasound is free. And again, if they decide to keep the baby and they don't have any health insurance, we have a fund that's going to pay for their delivery. And then afterwards, after the baby's born, we're with them for another year.
So somebody's saying here on YouTube, Carol, saying that our kids are getting the wrong kind of sex education. Yeah, I mean, it's a fight. I mean, you look at Hollywood and school, and everything is sexualized, and it seems that kids are just being you promoted to have that kind of life. And the thing is that is adoption also an option that you guys have, so that people can just give the kid for adoption, just as a solution as well?
What was that again?
It's adoption. Is there programs for adoption?
Oh yeah. That there's abundant in that. There's a lot of places. We give them that option to adopt the babies. And if Planned Parenthood would give that option, I'm sure they would be. We wouldn't need to go to other countries to adopt kids. You wouldn't need to go to Russia or China to adopt, which is nothing wrong with that. But there's plenty of babies here that are killed, through abortion, that can easily be adopted by someone who cannot have, a good set of parents.
You're right. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? So you're saying Planned Parenthood doesn't have like a good adoption program for their service in the clinic?
No, they don't even talk about that. They don't give you the choices. They just, they're there to do the abortion, and they have been caught selling babies' organs. So we have the proof. It's something that we've been saying for a long time, and I don't know what it is. It's very ungodly what they're doing, because the person that exposed them, he's the one that went to jail. It wasn't them. You know, I mean, he's the one that's and it's just this, unfortunately, this liberal agenda that's going around.
That's right. They turn it around on that kid, right? You're talking about the kid that exposed that video of them saying that they sell the parts. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah. He's actually going to jail, I think. They threw the books on him.
And they turned it around, but even though they were doing that, but the problem that they had was that the video that he put there was an actual video or something. So they didn't buy, they sell them.
But you're supposed to be protected because you're a whistleblower. That's what I'm thinking. But the only people that were outraged was community. It wasn't like everybody, So it's just amazing how many, we abort 3,000 babies a day in the United States, and here we are. A bad cop kills a black person, and I think we should be burning the streets and because we're killing babies, not because one person died from a bad cop.
Well, I don't know if you remember that I interviewed Mayra Rodriguez, and Mayra Rodriguez is in Arizona, and I told her about your network, and I want her to hook you up, to you guys to get together, because she did win $3 million from Planned Parenthood, and nobody wins against those guys, but she won the wrongful termination because they had her managing 4 clinics. And then she just started seeing the things that she was brainwashed, and she thought that she was doing a good thing, bringing the girls for that, those procedures, and some of them didn't speak English, so she spoke Spanish, and they facilitated all this for all these girls, and she thought she was doing something good, and then finally God spoke to her, and she's back into the church, and she's now using all what she learned in Planned Parenthood to fight the good fight and do what like you guys are doing, just saving people from Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, we interviewed someone who had worked for Planned Parenthood, and she was from California, and she grew up with the liberal agenda, and so she thought she was going to go do something good in Planned Parenthood, and at least that's what she thought. So once she was there, it took her a while. I think within a year, I don't know if it was 6 months to a year, she was like, wait a second, I mean, what are we doing here? This is not right. What's going on in here and what we're doing? It's not what I thought I would be doing. This is not healthcare. This is just an abortion mill clinic. They're not giving these girls any options. They're not educating these girls as to if you should keep the baby or you should adopt the baby, and then it came with the whole agenda too that she had to spread the whatchamacallit the education within the school system, teaching these kids about at 5 years old, you have to make up your mind whether you're going to be a boy or a girl. Also, at age 10, they're teaching kids about how to have anal sex and stuff like that. And she's like, well, this is not. I wasn't raised like this. Yeah, I do have some progressive liberal views, but this is not progress. That's not progress. I mean, teaching a 10-year-old kid that how to have anal sex, that's not progress. How there's no progress. I mean, if you want to do it on your own, go ahead, but don't teach my kids about that.
Don't corrupt innocent minds. Look, we don't let kids drink until they're 21. I mean, there's a reason why we don't do that, because kids haven't been, emotionally developed to.
Yeah, that might, if you're gonna do that, let my 10-year-old drink too. Might as well, like it's insane. And what's insane is that the Hispanic community has not gone. I mean, they probably have, but I don't know what it is. You just don't. I guess you just don't want to believe it, or I don't know what is it. I mean, because they must know, or they just hate Republicans, or they just hate Donald Trump that much.
I don't know, but I know you got to get ready for the virtual whatever else we can do. I want to be sharing it on all our pages.
Yes.
Are you going to be participating in it?
Yeah. I'll be, well, I'm part of the board, so I don't know to what they're doing it for us. This company is doing for us for the most part. I've never done something like this, but I'll be doing everything I can to promote it and be there. You'll see me there, and Aveda King is going to be there. She's going to speak, and it should be interesting. It should be good. Once again, heartbeatofmiami.org. Heartbeatofmiami.org. You still have a chance to register. It's free. Just check us out.
So the live is out of the page.
I think you got to register. And then once you register, they're gonna send you the link through your email. So, I don't know. I don't know if you can just go through there and then the link, but I know that they send you a link once you sign up.
Okay, Martin. Pues mucho gusto, man. I'm gonna keep finishing planting my plants out there.
Okay, I appreciate you. Promoting our.
Having a good time with my kids, and saludos Miami. I hope you guys are having a great time. I know you guys just had your primaries. Congratulations to all the winners, and let's move forward. Let's go with everything.
Thank you. So in 15 minutes it's gonna start. Well, 13 minutes is gonna start. All right. Thank you,
Martin.
You got it. Bye.